We met in the kind of way you'd never want to see play out on screen or written in a novel, through mutual friends, buzzing conversations over too many drinks, and glances that spoke entire paragraphs as the night bled into morning. Lydia wasn't just attractive, she was electric, a force that drew people in without trying. I was helplessly drawn in, molded by her charm. When she looked at you, there was a glow, like you were suddenly the axis of her entire universe. After our first date, I was all in. She confided early on about Jake, the one who left scars, the so-called bad boy she once adored. He was tall, untamed, unapologetic, the embodiment of rebellion and recklessness. She described him like one speaks of a thunderstorm. Beautiful, dangerous, unforgettable. I figured he was just emotional residue, a story from the past. Don't we all carry a few ghosts? 2 years down the road, we tied the knot beside a stunning lakeside view. It felt like a scene ripped from a dream. It truly felt like we had found something extraordinary, something that could last. Everything I gave her, my loyalty, my heart, our home, it was real. She often whispered that I was her peace, her foundation, the one who kept her grounded. I wore those words like armor. But gradually, the tone changed. It was never obvious, just subtle shifts only someone hopelessly in love would detect. She drifted. Our talks shortened. Her laugh, once full of ease, started sounding like a performance. Her phone, once open and forgotten on counters, was now locked tight and always in hand. Jake's name crept back into conversations, always comparisons that stung. "You used to be exciting," she'd say. "Jake had passion. You're just steady." I dismissed it at first. Maybe she was nostalgic or confused. But soon I began catching whispers. Friends slipping up, her phone buzzing late, sudden girls' nights that never had details. The shadows started crawling in. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to become paranoid, insecure. That guy. Then the truth hit me. It was a quiet Sunday morning. She was showering. Her phone lit up on the nightstand, and the name burned into my vision. Jake. My pulse stuttered. My brain screamed, "Look away." But my gut, my instincts, knew this was the moment. I unlocked the screen. Jake. Last night was insane. Can't believe you're still with that loser. I felt ice in my veins. I scrolled higher. Lydia. He's dull. You're the only one who still makes me feel alive. Jake. I've always been the only real man in your life. Lydia. He's just the backup plan. You're the wildfire. He's the padded room. I kept scrolling, trembling. Images, memories, laughing at me, ridiculing the life I built. Every piece of love I gave, now kindling for their sick game. The man she once loathed was now her escape. She emerged from the shower, hair wrapped up, humming softly like nothing was broken. "I saw your phone." Her color drained. She froze, momentarily fragile. "What are you talking about?" I read the messages. "Jake, all of it. Everything you said about me." Dead silence. Then a whisper, a pathetic shake of her head. "You don't understand." It wasn't like that. I was confused. "No, you were clear. I'm your safety net. He's the fire. Well, enjoy the flames." That's when she unleashed the line that would scar me forever. Jake is the kind of man you'll never know the taste of, pain or pleasure. And she meant it. I saw it written in her eyes like scripture. I didn't scream. I didn't sob. I nodded. "Perfect. Best of luck." And then I turned. But I wasn't just walking out of that room. I was stepping into something else, entirely. My reckoning. She had no clue I had total control of the money. She never bothered learning. There was no ours, only mine. The accounts? Solely in my name. The cards? Funded by me. That joint account? I cleared it and transferred every cent into a private vault. I called the banks, canceled her access, changed passwords. I printed screenshots, filed them under a folder labeled Truth, sent them to a secure email, just in case I ever felt tempted to forget. I hired movers, took only what mattered, rented storage, and checked into a hotel under a different name. That very night, while she laughed with her girls, I was erasing myself. When she got home, I was a ghost. No note, no trace, just absence. She called, cried, texted. I blocked it all. She tried the accounts, denied. She reached out to my family. They were silent. Mutual friends? I had shown them the receipts. They turned their backs. Then, 2 days later, came a text from an unknown number. Lydia, you didn't even try to fight for us. That's when I knew. She'd lost her mind. I had fought every single day through her coldness, her lies, her drifting soul. I fought for a love that I was apparently fighting for alone. But this wasn't about screaming matches or revenge hookups or social media exposés. It was about disappearing in such a perfect silence that it would haunt her forever. No finale, no closure, just void. I moved 2 states away, changed my number, found a therapist, rebuilt myself, learned how to breathe again, little by little. Eventually, I smiled, without needing to try. And the best twist? 2 weeks later, Jake vanished. Ghosted her. Turns out he didn't want to be her knight. He just wanted the thrill, the game, the chase. Once he won, he tossed her aside. She lost me, and she never truly had him. Now, all she has is quiet. And sometimes, that's the sharpest blade of all. Silence isn't always the absence of sound. Sometimes, it's the loudest scream you'll ever hear. The end